Alright, so we are off to go refill all of our buckets of sand to continue working on our custom floating stairs. Time to get some sand. If you missed the last construction video, we started fabricating our custom floating staircase for our shipping container house, and we ran out of sandblasting material. So today we are stocking up to complete the next few steps and make some progress on this project. Alright, just finished getting the sand. What we'll need to do the next part of the floating stairs. Whew, out of breath. It's really windy. The sand is really heavy. But now we're gonna head back to the ranch and move forward. Hello everybody. Guess what time it is? Time to sandblast again. So with that being said, we are going to pull everything out that we need to work for the day and get started on sandblasting the stair treads. Since the steel we picked up from the scrapyard is very rusty, we're using our wet sandblasting setup to refurbish the next parts of our custom staircase. We always filter the sand before we use it to remove any debris that's in the sand, like this. All right, let's party. We've used the wet sandblaster a lot for many different parts of our container house build. It works great for us, and so far it's the best way we found to refurbish deeply rusted steel. Also, to be completely honest, watching the siphon suck up the sand is sort of mesmerizing. To make things run efficiently, we usually have one person to manage the sandblasting material and one person to do the actual sandblasting. This usually saves a lot of time in the long run and allows the person sandblasting to focus on their task. All right, we just had to stop to refill the pressure washer with gas, making good progress on this stair tread right here. So we're just gonna get everything set up again and continue moving forward. It's a lot of work, but in the end, it's always worth it. Here's a little example of before and after. As you can see, the wet sandblaster totally removes all the rust.
So clearly that takes like a long time, and this part nobody will see it. We are not even sure if it's the mill scale or if it's some rust. So what we'll do, we'll sandblast the edge and call it good, and do the side that everybody will see. This one will do it like totally with the sandblaster, but that will make us save some time and some sand, and we won't finish those stairs, so we'll just do that.
Good job. So I know it can seem like it's really time consuming to use the wet sandblaster, and in a way it is, but trust me, it would take way longer to clean the steel with a wire wheel or resin sanding disc, and we would not be able to achieve the same results. So yes, it is time consuming, but the results are almost always worth it. So we just finished sandblasting, killed the engine, which is always nice because it's super loud. We're gonna bring the last stair tread over to our little storage area and keep moving along. As you can see, the steel develops a very light flash rust from being wet and outdoors, but it's easily removed with the angle grinder and a wire brush, which is what Viant's doing right now. We're going to be incorporating some leftover steel into our staircase design, so Viant is also cleaning those pieces of steel too. Super misty, a little bit rainy day today out on the ranch, but we're not gonna let that stop us. Let's check out what we're doing today. So today we are continuing working on our floating staircase right here. As you saw, Viant sandblasted and cleaned the steel that we're gonna be using for our little part of the stairs today. Everything is covered over here because it's really misty in the air and that will cause surface rust, so trying to protect everything as best as we can. But anyways, let's jump right in and get started on what we're doing today. So we have a few tiny little details that we need to adjust on the staircase before we move forward. So first up, let's get those situated before we start welding in the rest of the treads, or part of the treads, because we didn't finish refurbishing them all. Everything takes way longer than you expect it to every single time. These are all the pieces of steel we're going to be working with today, nice and clean and ready to go. It always takes some time for us to figure out a good plan of action and lay out where everything is going to be placed. We always use our laser levels for that, so we can be sure everything is as accurate as possible. So now that everything is measured and marked, I'm going to plasma cut this tubing. I was having a really hard time seeing the black line behind my welding mask, so I redrew the line with the white marker to make it easier for me to see. After the steel was cut, Viant cleaned up the cuts and cleaned the areas where I'll be welding it. I tack welded it into place, and after everything was set up, I went ahead and welded it all together. So we just got this tube tacked in right here, and it definitely helped solidify this C-channel so that it's not flexing as much. It's not as good as we thought it was gonna be, but it's okay. So we're gonna keep moving forward. I'm gonna weld in this support right here, up here, and down here. And then we're gonna weld in one more tread just to like be sure that everything is good and lining up well before we start to work on the second part of the reinforcements for the stairs. Stay tuned for more. But first, a word from today's sponsor. Want to know why these garden beds are the best upgrade for your garden or yard? These garden beds were so easy and simple to install, and they come in a wide variety of colors and shapes, so there's plenty of options to choose from. The setup was really quick, and the directions were simple and easy to follow. We had it built in about 10 minutes, and afterwards, we were ready to start filling it up. The Landguard garden beds are made to last and are constructed with fortified corners and middle bracing, making them durable and strong. They're 100% non-toxic, eco-friendly, and once they're assembled, they are very sturdy due to the thickness of the steel. The edges are rounded over so they're not sharp, but of course it's still best to be cautious with sheet metal. While some treated wood and plastic garden beds can start to degrade under extreme weather conditions and temperatures, the Landguard garden beds are crafted from high-quality galvanized steel, which means they are corrosion resistant and can endure all types of weather and climates. The double layer of paint also helps maintain the longevity and resistance against corrosion. The material actually reflects rather than absorbs a lot of the heat, keeping the soil at an ideal temperature during hot summer days. This is a great feature for hot climates and areas that receive a lot of direct sunlight. The Landguard garden beds are a great way to customize your yard or garden, and they offer a lot of accessories that are compatible with all of their garden beds, like these magnetic solar lights, which I think are a great add-on and definitely create a nice ambiance. Overall, I think this is a great product and a very simple, easy, and affordable way to enhance any garden area. These Landguard garden beds are incredible. I love how durable they are, and I love how easy they were to build and set up. Now we have a nice little herb garden here to enjoy, all thanks to Landguard. We are really looking forward to eventually setting up a large greenhouse on the ranch, and these garden beds are definitely going to be top of the list. I can't believe the difference it makes with just one of these Landguard garden beds. And now we have fresh herbs to enjoy anytime. Be sure to click the exclusive link in the description if you guys are interested in picking up a garden bed like this or any other products from Landguard and upgrade your garden or yard. Special thank you to Landguard for sponsoring this video. Now, let's get back to it. So now that the tubing is welded in, we're building a sort of jig to help us place the stair treads. Okay, so we have all the lasers set up, and I think we have the good placement for the next stair tread right here. We have a couple concerns about the flexing of it when we take everything out. So what we're gonna do is I'm just gonna put a few little tacks over there to hold everything in place, and then we're gonna remove the little jig and kind of check everything out and see how everything is sitting before we go and completely weld this guy in. Let's roll. Okay, so this one did not sag down at the end as much as this one did. We're still within like the acceptable spec of stairs. So even if we leave this one right here, I believe on this side is like below a 1/4 inch. So whatever, it's still within the acceptable specs of a staircase. This one right here, after that we welded it in, it almost didn't sag at all. Very minimal. So we're not sure if it's because the tube that we just welded is right here or what.
Maybe our reinforcement is really effective.
Yeah. Yeah. So what we're gonna do is remove the tack on the top and make it a little bit closer to being level, and then retack it and see where we're at. Just little adjustments until we can make it work. Again, for those of you that don't know, this is only our second time ever in our entire lives building stairs. And the first time was with wood, and it was not anywhere near as complicated and unique as this staircase. So living and learning out on the ranch. Okay, I think we got a good setup right here on this one. Everything seems to be like lining up pretty well. So I'm gonna redo the little tack on the top. Then we're gonna go again, take this off, take the lasers, double check everything, make sure we're doing stuff well before I completely weld this stair tread to the staircase. Cross your fingers for us. This project would be close to impossible without these laser levels. We use them all the time in our build, and we absolutely love them. I'll drop a link in the description for those of you who are interested in them because they are an amazing tool to have. All right, so the second stair tread, this guy down here, came out way better. Super happy with how it's going, and I guess now we're just going to move on to the next step. We have a few things planned that we need to do before we can start just welding all of these stair treads in. So let's keep rolling. Hiya! All right, one more stair tread that we're gonna do. We're gonna do this one. Let's see, this one right here, the next one down, just to kind of get a handle on things and make sure what we're doing is working and working the way that we want it to before we move on to anything else. So it's always like a lot of little adjustments. Me and Viant like to try to do everything as accurate and as precise as we possibly can. That's why it usually takes us some time to do stuff like this, because we don't want to just like rush through it and make a mistake, because that would be terrible and that would take us a lot of work to rectify a mistake. So we have the next stair tread over there. Viant has to grind down one little spot so we can do one little adjustment to make sure everything is level, square, fitting well, sitting well. And then I'm gonna weld it in. As we always like to say on the ranch, grind, weld, paint, repeat. Yep. All right, pretty happy with how this one is sitting. Pretty happy with our little system of installing the treads. But now what we're gonna do is start to work on the reinforcements for the landing. So we have a few things to do to get that set up, and then we can weld it in. So we are busting out the plasma cutter again because I'm about to completely chop up this leftover C-channel to make it work for this part of the project. Just wait and see. So we are using this modified C-channel as an anchor plate for the other perpendicular C-channel that will make up part of the landing. You'll see what I mean as we continue. It's really important that we protect the glass as much as we can because the sparks can damage the glass. Ask me how I know. Alright, so we finished welding in the little anchor plate up here. I'll show you guys that in a second, where the top of the landing is gonna span across these two spots. Now we're just measuring a bunch of stuff and we're gonna use this, we're gonna try to use this, I don't know if it's gonna work, to get the contour of this area up here to cut the C-channel that's going to span across these two spots. So little by little, we're getting there. Again, these laser levels are really incredible for a lot of reasons, and this is one of them. Super easy to find where the C-channel will intersect with the anchor plate by using the laser. All right, so we have the contour of what I have to cut, and we have the measurement of the length between there and there. So now I'm gonna grab the plasma cutter and cut everything out. Do you think you should put your signature right here? Pretty simple. All right, we have our weird contour marked out on this part of the beam. Just plasma cut that side. Now I'm gonna plasma cut this side. Then we're gonna go and put it up there and hopefully everything fits. Viant noticed we made a mistake just in time. We marked the wrong side of the contour tool, so we redid the marks and moved on. The beauty of steel is that things like this are somewhat easily rectified because you can just weld it back together. We placed the C-channel and I got to work on welding it into place and also welding our little mistake.
All right, so we finished installing the reinforcement that is also part of the structure of the landing up there. And now what we're gonna do is go ahead and install the last couple of stair treads that we have refurbished and ready to go. Then after, we need to finish refurbishing the ones that are gonna go up here and move forward. So next up, let's weld in some stair treads. I think we're gonna do this one, and this one right here.
Again, we are using the laser level to make sure we are perpendicular from the wall and completely level.
Okay, let's go. Hello. Okay, and now I need to get out. It's claustrophobic.
You want me to drag you by the feet? This guy.
That was kind of hard. I don't think the last one is very level. So we just finished welding in the last stair tread that we have refurbished. We still have all of these to finish right here. But so far, pretty happy with the results. If you didn't know this already, we are going to be putting something on top of these pieces of angle iron. So these are not the final stair treads, but we have to finish everything. And we have something very fun and unique planned for the top of these stair treads. So it's gonna take a minute to get that set up. So, good progress. Let's keep moving along. All right, so little update for you guys. We got all of the stair treads welded in, great. Viant cleaned the next part that we have to weld in, and now I'm gonna explain to you guys what's going on and why we need to weld in a couple more reinforcements for the stairs. So as you can see, these are pretty wide. I can't remember off the top of my head how wide they are, but something like 42 inches or something like that. So they're quite wide. And the leverage, when you step all the way out here, it's gonna be hard for me to show this, but I'm gonna try. But so when you step on this part of the stairs, it's definitely affecting this part of the C-channel. So what we're gonna have to do is weld in another reinforcement like how we did here. One here and one probably like here. I wish we didn't have to do that, but it is what it is. I think things would have been better if we perhaps would have gotten a piece of tubing rather than this C-channel, but we've worked with what was available at the scrapyard, and it is what it is. It's not terrible, like it's not like we totally messed up and everything is like a complete failure, but just to eliminate some of the flexibility of the stairs towards this side, we're gonna install the reinforcements. I don't know if we'll need any up there. Worst case, we'll probably just put one here if we need. We'll see when we get there. But for now, we're gonna have to do a couple of reinforcements here just to solidify everything so that they don't flex as much.
So I'm not sure if you can see, but the reinforcements definitely made a difference. However, we were still getting some flexing towards the bottom of the C-channel. So we decided to fabricate a plate out of some leftover materials that we had that we will screw into the concrete and weld to the bottom of the C-channel to hopefully eliminate a lot of the movement.
Limiter en 8 minutes.
Okay, now the fun part. Just kidding, this is the worst part. So Viant is cleaning all the steel so we can get a layer of paint applied before it rusts any further. Since we don't have a front door yet, the salty ocean air makes its way in here and creates rust. So before it gets any worse, we wanted to at least paint the first layer of primer on the staircase before we go any further. Unfortunately, this is just a part of life living by the sea.
So the stairs have finished drying. They're all painted, the ones that we finished anyways, and here's the final reveal.
I'm so happy with our progress and how things are turning out. As you can see, our reinforcements definitely solidified things. Looking back, I think majority of our issues could have been avoided if we used tubing instead of a C-channel, but like I said, we worked with what was available at the scrapyard. As I mentioned before, this is only our second time ever building stairs, and I'm really proud to see what we've created together.
Super happy with how they are turning out. The reinforcement plate that we welded and bolted to the cement right here really made a huge difference. And of course, these ones also helped as well. As I mentioned before in a previous video, we are going to be putting something on top of these metal stair treads eventually. But we still have a little ways to go because we have to finish these guys all the way up to the landing. So work in progress, pretty happy with the progress. And we're just gonna keep moving along. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I always appreciate all of your likes, comments, and shares, and we'll see you guys in the next video.
Help support our channel by leaving a comment, liking, and sharing this video. As always, you guys, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to keep up with our projects and adventures on Pacific Pines Ranch. We put out new videos every Saturday and sometimes even during the week, so be sure to subscribe and hit the notification button so you don't miss any. Okay, bye.